Y'all, this whole situation is absolutely insane. You won't believe what just happened in court today. Mendeecees completely flipped the script on Kirk. And let me tell you, this is the kind of drama that would make a reality TV producer lose their mind. We already knew Kirk was acting a little shady, but this right here just took things to a whole new level. Security camera footage of the attack was just presented as evidence. And let's just say someone's career, reputation, and possibly even their freedom are on the line. Now wait a minute, wasn't Kirk the one swearing up and down that he was innocent? Didn't he say that he was the real victim in all of this? Well, it turns out that the footage tells a very different story. And if what I'm hearing is correct, then the courtroom just witnessed a scandal so wild, even Hollywood couldn't have written something this messy. So, what exactly is in that footage? Who's about to get exposed? And more importantly, what does this mean for Mendeecees and Kirk moving forward? Buckle up, because I've got all the details. And trust me, you are not ready for this. Let's get straight into it, because this situation feels like it was ripped straight out of a movie. The courtroom just got hit with some shocking evidence. CCTV footage that might destroy careers and change everything. This scandal is so messy that even reality TV couldn't make up a story this dramatic. For those of you who might not know what's been going on, let me give you a little background. Kirk and Mendeecees are two people who have been making headlines for all the wrong reasons lately. Kirk has a history of being involved in scandals, and Mendeecees isn't exactly a stranger to controversy himself. The two of them have been at odds for weeks, and now, instead of just throwing shade on social media, they're battling it out in court. Kirk has spent all this time trying to paint himself as the innocent one. He's been telling everyone that Mendeecees is lying, making things up, and trying to ruin his reputation. But now it looks like someone just got caught red-handed, because new CCTV footage was just played in the courtroom, and it does not look good for Kirk. Let's rewind to the night when everything went down. Imagine a high-profile industry event, bright lights, cameras flashing, celebrities walking in, everyone dressed to impress, sipping their overpriced drinks and acting like they're too classy for drama. Then, out of nowhere, a fight breaks out. The whole room is in shock. And right in the middle of it, Kirk and Mendeecees. At first, nobody really knew what had happened. Different witnesses gave different stories. Some people said Mendeecees started it, while others claimed Kirk was the aggressor. Of course, Kirk was the loudest one, running around saying, "I didn't do anything, I'm being set up." But here's where things get really interesting. When it's just one person's word against another's, it's hard to know the truth. But in this case, the receipts just came in, and baby, this isn't just some gossip or screenshots. This is hardcore security camera footage, straight from the venue. And when it was played in court, oh, it was bad, really bad. So, what's actually in the footage? According to sources, the video shows Kirk walking up to Mendeecees, looking mad and ready for a fight. At first it just seems like an argument, with both of them exchanging words. But then, boom! Kirk throws the first punch. Yep, you read that right. Not Mendeecees. Not some random person in the crowd. Kirk himself. And trust me, Mendeecees did not take that lightly. The second that punch was thrown, all hell broke loose. Security had to rush in before things got completely out of control. Drinks were flying, people were screaming, and cameras were flashing because, of course, this was prime entertainment for everyone in the room. Now, here's where Kirk's entire story falls apart. Before this footage came out, he was going around playing the victim. He was on social media saying, "I was attacked. I was just defending myself. This is a setup. Mendeecees is trying to ruin me." But now, That CCTV footage just exposed him for lying. How do you claim you were attacked when the video clearly shows you throwing the first punch? Make it make sense. And you already know the internet wasted no time dragging him. Social media is on fire right now, and the reactions are absolutely brutal. One tweet said, "Not Kirk out here lying when the footage just exposed him. Sir, you are the setup." Another person commented, "Kirk playing the victim, but forgot cameras exist. That man is done." And let's talk about Mendeecees for a second. Baby, when that footage was played in court, Mendeecees just sat back with the smuggest look on his face. You could tell he had been waiting for this moment. He knew the truth was going to come out, and now he's got all the proof he needs. But wait, it gets worse for Kirk. Just when you thought it couldn't possibly go more downhill, the courtroom got hit with another bombshell. Text messages were just revealed, and they show Kirk talking about the fight before it even happened. One of the texts literally says, "Don't worry, I got this under control. He won't see it coming. So let's get this straight. Kirk not only started the fight, but he also planned it ahead of time. Oh, he is in serious trouble now. And to make things even messier, his own wife might have known about it. There are texts from her saying, 'I told him not to do it, but he never listens.' Even she can't defend him now. So, what happens next? Well, Kirk could be facing serious legal consequences. The judge is considering charging him with perjury, since he lied under oath. On top of that, his reputation is in the gutter. If people weren't already doubting him before, they definitely are now. At this point, Kirk's career might be over. His credibility is destroyed. His money could start disappearing. And if the judge decides to make an example out of him, he might even be looking at jail time. And just when you thought this couldn't get any crazier, sources say there's still one more piece of evidence about to be revealed. And y'all, if this is anything like what we just saw, Kirk is done for real. Stay tuned, because this is far from over. Trust me, you do not want to miss what happens next. Word on the street is that Mendeecees was completely unbothered in court. When the CCTV footage was played, just imagine, your opponent has been running their mouth for weeks, claiming you were the aggressor, making themselves look like the victim. And then boom, the evidence drops and proves they were lying the entire time. If that were me, I'd be sitting back with my popcorn too. Sources inside the courtroom say that when the footage played, Mendeecees didn't even flinch. He just leaned back, relaxed, and smiled. Like he had been waiting for this moment all along. That kind of confidence, that's the energy of a man who knows he's about to win. If that doesn't say, "I told y'all so," I don't know what does. Now let's talk about what this means for Kirk, because, it's not looking good for him. First off, there's the legal trouble. This isn't just some industry drama playing out on social media. This is happening inside a courtroom. If the judge watches this footage and determines that Kirk lied under oath or filed a false police report, he could be looking at perjury charges. And that's serious. But legal consequences are just the beginning. Let's not forget about his reputation. In the entertainment world, once your credibility is gone, it's almost impossible to get it back. Nobody wants to work with someone known for lying and manipulating the truth, especially not when there's video proof of it. Kirk might have just ruined his entire career with this one mistake. Oh, but don't think that's where this story ends, because this scandal is far from over. If you thought the CCTV footage was bad, just wait until you hear what else just got revealed in court. The drama is only getting started, and trust me, you won't believe what's coming next. Y'all, if you thought Kirk getting exposed by that footage was the climax of this mess, buckle up, because things just took another wild turn. The courtroom just got hit with another bombshell, and this one might flip the entire case upside down. Turns out, Kirk might not just be dealing with one scandal. This man might be facing multiple charges, and when you hear what just came out, you're going to be just as shocked as everyone else in that courtroom. So let's get right into it, because this tea is piping hot. Just when we thought we had all the receipts, another set of evidence got dropped. And this time, it's text, messages. Yep, you heard that right. And if you thought the CCTV footage made Kirk look bad, these texts are even worse. From the beginning, Kirk has been running around, playing the victim, saying he was attacked and set up. But guess what? These messages just destroyed that entire story. Because apparently, just days before the incident, Kirk was texting people about how he was going to handle Mendeecees. How are you going to claim you were an innocent victim when there are literal receipts showing you were planning something before it even happened? One of the messages reportedly says, "Don't worry, I got this under control. He won't see it coming." Excuse me, he won't see it coming? Kirk, what exactly were you planning? And it gets even worse. Another text allegedly shows Kirk messaging an unknown contact. Y'all, we all know what that means. Saying, "If things go down, I need you to back me up. I can't take the fall alone." Oh, so now it's making sense. This wasn't some random fight. This was premeditated. Kirk wasn't just caught up in the heat of the moment. He had been plotting this for days. The moment these texts got read out loud in court, the entire room went silent. You could hear a pin drop. Because, at that point, there was no spinning the truth anymore. The lies weren't just falling apart, they were completely shattered. Word is, when those texts were revealed, Kirk looked like he had just seen a ghost. Imagine sitting in court thinking you're about to finesse your way out of this. And then, boom, a text you thought would never see the light of day are now being read aloud on a big screen. Sources say Kirk was sweating, like full on. "I know I just lost this case" type of sweating. Meanwhile, Mendeecees? Oh, he was chilling. Witnesses say he sat back, arms crossed, looking as smug as ever. He didn't even have to say, "I told y'all so." His face said it for him. But let's talk about what really matters, the judge's reaction. Because after this new evidence, Kirk might be in deeper legal trouble than he ever expected. See, when the CCTV footage was first shown, the judge already seemed suspicious of Kirk's version of events. The whole "I was attacked" story wasn't really adding up. But now, with these texts proving that Kirk had been planning something beforehand, let's just say the judge was not happy. Sources inside the courtroom say the judge was giving Kirk that "I know you just wasted my time with all these lies. Look." And trust me, that's the last thing you want to see from a judge when you're trying to win a case. So what happens next? Well, Kirk might be facing even more legal trouble now. Because if the judge decides that this whole thing was premeditated, Kirk could be looking at more serious charges than just assault. And if it turns out he tried to get someone else involved in the attack, that could mean conspiracy charges too. Not to mention, his career is basically in free fall at this point. Who's going to want to work with someone who not only lied, but was also caught planning an attack through text messages? This kind of scandal doesn't just go away, it follows you for life. And y'all, this might not even be the last twist in the story. Word is, there's still more evidence waiting to be revealed. If these texts came out, who knows what else could be lurking in the background? More messages, more footage, witnesses ready to testify. One thing's for sure, this case isn't over yet, and if Kirk thought he could talk his way out of this one, he just learned the hard way that the truth always comes out in the end. Stay tuned, because this drama is far from finished. And something tells me the next chapter is going to be even crazier than this one. When a judge starts giving you that look, you already know it's bad news. And for Kirk, things just went from messy to disastrous. The judge is now considering whether he committed perjury. That means lying under oath. If they decide he did, Kirk could be facing some serious legal trouble. What started as just another celebrity scandal has now turned into a full-blown courtroom disaster. If you thought things couldn't get any crazier, buckle up, because here comes another twist. Just as Kirk was trying to keep his story together, someone unexpected jumped into the drama. His wife. Yep, the one person who had been standing by his side through all of this is now caught up in the mess. And let me tell you, the details are shocking. Sources say that before the fight even happened, Kirk's wife was already talking about it. Apparently, she sent messages to people saying she told him not to go through with it, but he refused to listen. Now, let's be real. When your own spouse low-key confirms that you planned something, it's a wrap. This is no longer just about damage control. Kirk is officially in deep trouble, and at this point, there might be no way out. So, what happens next? Well, Kirk's options are running out fast. The CTV footage already exposed him. The leaked text messages destroyed his credibility. The judge is considering perjury charges, and now even his wife's words are working against him. It's like every time he thinks he can catch a break, another bombshell drops. And guess what? We're not even done yet, because my sources are saying there's one final piece of evidence about to hit the courtroom. And when it does, Kirk might not just lose his career, he might lose his freedom too. If you thought the leaked texts were bad, just wait until you hear about this last revelation. We're talking wiretaps, secret audio recordings, and a witness who just flipped the whole case upside down. This is the type of evidence that can end someone for good. So let's get into it. Apparently, Kirk thought he could say whatever he wanted behind closed doors. But little did he know, someone had been secretly recording him the entire time. Sources say these recordings came from a confidential informant. And here's the kicker, the feds have been listening the whole time. And let me tell you, what's on those tapes? It's bad. Real bad. In one recording, Kirk can allegedly be heard saying, "Ain't nobody gonna touch me. I got people in my pocket, and if they try something, I'll handle it before they even get the chance." Excuse me, Kirk. What exactly do you mean by that? And oh, it gets worse. Another recording reportedly has Kirk talking about the night of the incident, and he basically admits to planning everything. Sources say he was caught on tape saying, "If he steps to me, I already know what I'm gonna do. I ain't leaving no loose ends." What? No loose ends? At this point, Kirk might as well start writing his confession, because there is no way he's getting out of this now. Now, let's talk about Kirk's reaction. We already saw him sweating when the texts were leaked, but when they played these audio recordings in court, sources say he looked like he was about to faint. Imagine sitting there thinking you have everything under control, and then, boom, your own voice is played for the entire courtroom to hear. The moment the recording started playing, you could hear a pin drop. The whole room was silent because, at that point, there was no more lying, no more excuses. Kirk got caught red-handed, and there was nothing he could do about it. And when they paused the recording, the judge turned to Kirk and said, "Mr. Kirk, do you have anything to say for yourself?" And guess what? Kirk couldn't even speak. But wait, there's more. Just when you thought this case couldn't get any worse for him, a witness stepped forward. And not just any witness, someone from Kirk's own inner circle. Yep, one of his so-called friends decided they weren't about to go down with him, so they flipped. And when they took the stand, they didn't hold back. This witness straight up told the court that Kirk had been planning this for weeks. "I tried to tell him to chill, but he wouldn't listen. He thought he was untouchable. Y'all, not only is Kirk guilty, but now even his own people don't want to protect him anymore. After all this evidence, the CCTV footage, the leaked messages, the secret audio recordings, and now his own friend testifying against him, you already know the judge had enough. Word is, the judge let out a deep sigh and then said, "Mr. Kirk, it appears you have been less than honest with this court, and now we must consider the consequences of your actions." Baby, when a judge starts talking like that, it's over. Sources say the prosecution is now pushing for the maximum penalty, and at this point, no one is arguing against it because, let's be real, Kirk did this to himself. Sentencing day is coming soon, and it's not looking good for him. He better start getting comfortable because he might not be seeing the outside world for a very long time. And this might not even be the end of his legal problems. Because when the feds get involved, things don't just stop at one case. So the real question now is, who else is about to get dragged into this mess? Because if you think Kirk was acting alone, think again. One thing is for sure, Kirk's career is done. Finished. Over. His reputation is destroyed. His money is probably drying up. And his freedom? Well, that's looking real shaky. If he thought he was going to get away with all of this, he was clearly mistaken. So now, I want to hear from y'all. Did Kirk just ruin his whole life? Or do you think he still has a chance to come back from this? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this situation is far from over. And trust me, I'll be watching every single update. Until next time, stay locked in, because this case, it's only getting crazier from here.